if you're starting at 15% body fat, I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't be bulking. Now, you can tell a lot from someone's physique. And for the people that start out or start researching training when they're around 15% body fat, what it tells me is you're kind of half in it and you're half not. You'll go to the gym 3-4 days a week. You understand the concept of progressive overload. But on a weekend, you're eating shit, your sleep's whack, and most importantly, you're still being controlled by all your other friends that kind of do and don't really go to the gym as well. And then you're thinking, but I'm small and I need to get bigger, and shall I go into a bulk? And but it's not really working, and it won't really work for you. If this is your starting point, 15% body fat, when you try to go into a bulk, it won't really work for you. And I will tell you why that is in this video, and then most importantly, give you a solution as to why that happens. But the sad thing is you actually understand progressive overload and calories, and you actually have been training for a little bit of time. You see yourself as someone that goes to the gym consistently. And yet you've probably got that fucking friend, that stupid friend that's never been to the gym. He's probably about 20% body fat, maybe a bit softer than you around the arms and stuff. And he's probably telling you, the gym's fucking gay. Just live life. I like to enjoy my life. What, you like to enjoy your life because you sit in the pub and sing fucking pints? Oh yeah, it's really, really insightful. Really, really enjoying seeing what the fucking bottom of a fucking pint glass looks like. These people that will tell you they're just enjoying life are weak people. Because they're like, I just want to enjoy food. I just want to enjoy, fuck off. There's more to life than some food you can put in your mouth and some alcohol you can drink. If that's you enjoying life, what a horrible, mundane, miserable experience you are going to live. And I mean, offense intended when I say that to, if this is you or any of your friends, offense intended, because that is a miserable, mundane existence where you just live a shallow pursuit that nothing's that important. Nothing's that important, nothing's that fulfilling, so I'll just live shallowly and I will just eat shit food and I'll drink beer and I'll try and learn how to say the word shallow. Now, cool. So we know this is an issue. We know that stupid friend you've got doesn't even look that much worse than you. And then you may have that other friend that's more committed than you, let's be honest. Maybe he's been doing it an extra year. He's a bit leaner. He's a bit bigger. And the two of you get on because you're like, yeah, I gym. And he's like, yeah, cool, I gym as well. And you probably warm to him a little bit more than you do to everyone else because you understand the process of growth and that you actually want to get in good shape. And that's a good thing. But let's be honest, when you both go out together, who always gets the better girl? And you can say it doesn't piss you off, but I know for a fact it does. So realistically, it would serve you to square this away. And that's why you're searching for this video. Because ultimately, you feel skinny, but you're also thinking, should I bulk? But then you're like, I'm actually a little bit fat. But you're not even skinny fat. This is the thing. People that are skinny fat are 20%, I'd say. But when you're around 15, and you're in that weird space where you're not quite skinny fat, and you've got a bit of muscle, but nothing that we can really see. It doesn't look like you train. You're in that awkward space, and it is a very, very awkward space, and you're thinking, well, okay, so what do I do? Now, this is why I wouldn't go into a bulk. If you try to bulk from 15%, you are just simply less responsive to training stimulus, and most importantly, the way your body will utilize nutrients, i.e. carbs in the form of insulin, because you're just fatter. It's used to storing it as fat because you've abused your body with alcohol and shit food on a weekend and just crap and subhuman fucking non-human like sweeties and food. And this is why it's just used to storing fat. So you give it more food in a bulk, what's it going to do? Think he's going to turn it into muscle now? Magic? He's giving us an extra 300 calories. Oh, well, this extra 300 calories, we'll just put that towards muscle. Shut up. Obviously not. Obviously, you're just going to get fatter. Now, to back that, your window before you're just fat, like your stupid friend, is a lot shorter. A lot shorter. Let's say 20% is you're too fat at 20% and you've got to cut down. I think that's fair to say. So you've only got 5% to play with a body that's already used to turning excess stores into fat. Obviously, you shouldn't bulk. And then, just to really put the nail in the coffin, the mind games will probably kill you before you even got to 20% because you'll keep bulking and you'll look fatter and smaller because the fat covers the muscle and just makes you look soft and smooth, and you'll just feel like a piece of shit because you'll be so close to being like that stupid friend you've got you'll cut anyway. So like, even if I didn't tell you any of the reasons why it's a bad idea, if you just tried to bulk now, what would happen? And I can tell you what would happen now and save you 3 months of effort is you'd just quit anyway because you don't have the mind games for it. People that have been doing this years have managed to develop the mental strength to say, right, when I get to 15, 16%, keep pushing because that is the point where I'm getting that last little bit of growth out in the back end of this 10-month gaining phase I've been in. Whereas you will not have the mental stimulus for that because you've just probably not done enough cuts and bulks to get to that point. So you may be thinking, okay, Clever Clogs, what's the solution then? What should I do? And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. You're going to do the gorilla platoon approach to this. And this is obviously my approach that I do. So here's just 2 examples. One is a result we've done here, and this one not quite finished yet. Got like a tiny bit more detail to come off. This is going to be an absolute belter of a transformation. So look at their images on the left when they come to me. In fact, they're probably, they're 15% body fat, let's be honest. So they've come to me, they're 15% body fat, but also a little bit flat and a little bit skinny. Okay? Now the goal for this video is so that you can walk away with some tangible steps in what you should do in this point. If you look like this video will help you. The goal is to get you looking like this. That's ultimately what you want. Because, yeah, this guy is bigger and he's obviously leaner, but this guy's now in a prime position to go into a long gaining phase because he's sub 10% body fat. He's now got a 10% window, probably an 11% window to play with to go into this gaining phase. He's going to be more responsive to training stimulus and the way his body will utilize food and glycogen and fucking insulin and all these other fancy words. So this is why this shit's important. So, okay, cool. So what are we going to do? We're going to do what's known as a body recomposition, where we're going to pull off some body fat and also build you some tissue in the process. Now, the first thing we need to do before we can do this is we need to get your mindset right. I can give you the formula. If you carry on with your stupid mindset, you just won't get the same result as these guys did. Obviously, I was literally on their case all the time to make sure they got the result. If you want me to do that for you, there'll be a link in the description. That's the only plug for this video. So we have to get your mindset right first. Because it's not the problem is the training and what you're doing in the food. It's the fact that you go and eat shit on a weekend. It's the fact that you say yes to stupid shit which takes you away from your goals. Now, I've done a full video on self-image transformation, but you need to understand where you are now. You need to know that when you're at this point here at A and you want to get to B, there's a few things that are going to stop you from getting there. So the smart way to go about this would go one straight line, A to B. That's how the masculine man with zero like emotional thoughts would go and get there. But this is how you're going to try and get there. You're going to go progress and then do something stupid, and then progress and then fucking go on a weekend bender, and then progress and then got a new girlfriend now. She wants to go out for dinner because I'm lonely. Side progress. And change my workout routine, and this isn't working anyway, and what are you doing, Canva? Don't fucking interrupt my drawings. So how would we fix this? If this is what happens, and this is most people's everyday life. They make a little bit of progress, some stupid life thing happens, and then they fall off. You want to know how you get round this? If you need to get from A to B, you want to know the fastest way to run along this line is you need to act like you're already at B. Now, as soon as I say that, you'll think, oh, yeah, but how do I? No. Think about this now. If you want to look like this, what would the man you need to become do to look like this? Okay, right, well, he would structure his day out the night before, so he knows he needs to do this, 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 and he would tick them off as he goes through the day. Tick, 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 tick. He wouldn't let any excuses or any bullshit come up. Okay, now, what would he do when he gets challenged and asked to eat out or drink out? He would say, where are we going? Is this a place that I can just get a steak? Yes or no? If it's no, I'm not coming. Or let's say it is, okay, oh, are you coming out for a drink after? No. But why? Because I'm not. Because I've got a goal to hit. This is what he would do. It's not your friend's fault that you're out of shape. It's not your missus' fault that you're out of shape. It's not your parents' fault that you're out of shape. It's your fucking fault. It is. That's just the long and short of it. It is your own doing. You can blame other people, but ultimately it's your problem, and you're the one that's going to have to fucking fix it and deal with it. Now, there needs to be something else that we understand. The reason it's your fault and the reason you are where you are is because you're okay with it. And you have been okay with it for the longest period of time. And the more that hurts is the more you will probably disagree with me. But it's true. So what I want you to imagine here is this line is made up of hot coal rocks. Okay? Hot coal rocks are inside here. If I throw you on top of this that has hot coal rocks, you will jump off as fast as you can because it's hot and it fucking hurts. Now, the hot coal rocks represents your absolute lowest base level of standard. This is we could say for your hygiene, this is how often you get your hair cut. Like for me, 1 week is my absolute hot coal rocks, and after that, it has to be cut. It will be how dirty your floor gets, and then after X amount of days, it's like, no, it's too dirty. We need to change this now. It'll be how long you go without having sex with a woman. That will also have a hot coal rock line. How much body fat you have will have a hot coal rock line. Things like your income will have a hot coal rock line. And these are all your absolute baseline standards. Now, your baseline standard versus the man you need to becomes, guess what? Are drastically different. He would wake up in the middle of the night with night sweats. He would fucking hate his life so much if he was living your current life, because his standard is up here. So he will do whatever it takes to get up there as fast as it humanly possible. Just like if your standard somehow got down here, you would move heaven and earth to get back to your baseline. Why? Because humans hate loss. They hate the fear of losing something. So you'll do whatever it takes to get there. Now, where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is you need to raise your standard. You need to be the type of guy that doesn't drink because that's just your standard. You need to be the type of guy that just doesn't put processed shit in his body because that's just not what you do. You need to be the type of guy that the standard is 8 hours sleep. The standard is sub 10% body fat. You need to raise what you're okay with, because unless you don't raise it, you'll always stay at this point and you'll keep watching videos and you'll keep trying a bit of shit and then you'll make a bit of progress and then you'll go back and remember, it'll just keep looking like this. So what can fuel this? Because it's all well and good me saying, just raise your hot coal rock line. What the fuck are you on about, mate? Like, how do I actually do that? This will come from dissatisfaction. You need to be deeply dissatisfied with where you are now, and that needs to be your motivator. So you need to look at this level of body fat and be like, this is I am small, I am skinny, I am fat, I am low tier, low status, whatever you want to call it. And you need to understand that and use that as fucking fuel. Because if you don't, nothing will change. Now, I won't go fully into the full self-image transformation lecture. Go and watch that after this video. Probably one of my best videos I've done that explains all these concepts for you. The next thing we need to do is set you up for success. So I've said to you, okay, you're not going to bulk, you're not going to cut. What does a setup then look like? Let's go through that now. So what we want to do is we take your weight, whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter for this example, and the body fat, as we know, is around about 15%. Or we could say that this will work, to be honest, for anyone that's 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe after 18, you pretty much, it's different. Let's even put it at 17, okay? So let's say you're 80 kilos, 17% body fat, RMR is this, your activity is of an average person, so your maintenance is at 2.8. What you want to do, if you are someone that is of that level of body fat, and you're trying to do a recomp, you want to go in just below maintenance, and I'm talking just below. Why just below? Because it wants to be as high as you possibly can to keep driving performance in the gym and numbers going up session after session. But it also doesn't want to be a bulk or even a surplus, because ultimately you're carrying too much body fat anyway. But we don't just want to rip you straight into a cut, because you'll probably just look really small and skinny, because again, not enough fuel for performance in the gym, numbers drop, etc., etc. So going in at this, you could sit on this number for about 6 weeks, train really fucking hard. You'll notice yourself get a little bit leaner, but you'll also notice numbers in the gym are still climbing. Now at that point, then you can look to go in a greater deficit. And where this guy is in a 200 calorie, you could push from a 200 to maybe a 3 to a 500 calorie deficit for the remaining 6 weeks and completely rip off the body fat and get yourself down to like leaner than 10, get to 9 if you can, or 8%. Now, obviously that'll be fucking tough and it'll be hard, but ultimately you'll continue to train, you continue to drive numbers up in the gym, as I keep saying. So your physique from a muscle standpoint will change, and because you're going to get leaner and leaner and leaner, your physique will also change, and you will also look bigger as you get leaner, not only because you've managed to develop some tissue, but also because you're now showcasing the tissue. Like with these guys, they look bigger, they're actually lighter on the scale, but where you strip off body fat, you look bigger when not in a t-shirt, obviously. So just to paint that picture, like these guys just didn't get bigger and leaner, although they are like slightly bigger and leaner, but remember, when you get leaner you look bigger as well. So just take that into consideration, and with the time of year that we're currently in, that would be a really nice thing if you've got holidays coming up. Now that's how I'd set you up. That's what I do in a nutshell. And then the next thing we need to think of is, right, we've set your mindset right first, we've set you up for success, now we need to keep you adherent. So what you need to do is then assess, where are the constraints in your life going to be to stop you doing this? Because everyone has them. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It might be that you need to travel for work. You've got a family dinner that you just cannot work around. So you need to think, how can we stay adherent? Now, as I said before, first thing you can do is plan tomorrow, the night before, and then tick that off as non-negotiables. The next thing you can do is forward plan if you've got an event that you need to go to. And this is what I do with all of the boys in the Gorilla Platoon. I say twice a week, I'm like, have you got any challenges coming up this week? Do you need to eat out? You got any business dinners? Some of them will say to me, yes, I need to eat here. I'm like, cool, send me the menu. Okay, eat this. Then on this day, take this food, and this food out of the diet. Do this amount of steps and cardio, and just offset. My motto is, there's a solution to every problem. It's just you can't be bothered to go and figure it out, look for it, and actually action it and make it happen. Ultimately, that's what they pay me for. So there is a solution to every problem. All you need to do is pull back calories throughout the week on a certain day to make room for what's coming up at the weekend. Can you say no to the event first and foremost? Like, you're not going to be doing this forever. I'll tell you now, if you're anywhere from 15 to 18% body fat and you need to get down to 8, it's probably going to be about a 12-week job. 10 to 12-week job, roughly. So let's be honest, it's not that long. You could probably say no to most shit. And then in the event that you do have to say yes, then fair enough. We work, how can we stay adherent? And when I say adherent, I just mean adherent to the input and the output targets. Not like adherent to like this. Obviously, you're going to stick to this the best you can, but ultimately, if your input and output is fucked, you're just not going to get the same result and the same goal. So I will wrap this video up there. That's why I wouldn't bulk if I was 15% body fat or above. Tell your shitmates you need to get in shape. Tell them to stop distracting you, but ultimately, you need to be the man that is worthy of having that level of a physique, and you need to say no to shit, and that's simply what it comes down to. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.